Okay. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham tathagato yavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vate mahashramanaya svaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum desham tathagato yavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam vate mahashramanaya svaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham tathagato yavatat tesham evam vate mahashramanaya svaha. Okay, this morning what were we discussing?
Well, we talked the maximalist redundancy and minimalist inadequacy.
Very good. Okay, when we are identifying the object of negation, what is to be negated? To say that emptiness means you are not saying that nothing exists. You are saying that something is non-existent. So what is that something? We call it objective existence or independent existence. And they are like what we talked about. We talked about like 7 synonyms. Empty of objective existence, independent existence, inherent existence, intrinsic existence, absolute existence, ultimate existence, true existence, and what else? Okay, so the ultimate existence, yes. So these are rejected. So when we say the objective existence is rejected, again the question is, what exactly does it mean by objective existence? What do you understand by objective existence? If you cannot identify the objective existence so well, if you identified it overly, there's a problem. Overly meaning if you identify the more than what is to be identified. If you negate more than what is to be negated, it's going to be a problem. If you fail to negate complete, again there's a problem. If you fail to negate, for example, let's say that let's say that if your child goes to goes to school and then child needs something for a book or whatever, and if the child is little, you are a little scared that the child may misuse the money and they can go into drugs or alcoholism and so forth, then what the parents have to give the exact money. If the parents give the extra money, then the books plus the drugs. If you have less money, the child will not even be able to buy the books, what is required. So you have to give the exact amount. Likewise, for example, say one example that is oftentimes given by my teacher, for example, is that For example, if you are the chief security guard of, let's say, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and then you get information that, oh, tomorrow there's going to be some, the bad person's coming, a threat is coming. So what will you do? Let's say His Holiness suddenly make a visit to Finland here, this place, and you appointed Mariela appointed you as the chief security guard of His Holiness, and then tomorrow is going to be you get information that tomorrow there's going to be some bad person coming. So what will you do? As a security guard, what will you do? Then what you may do is that you may, tomorrow there's a threat, so nobody is allowed to visit have audience with His Holiness the Dalai Lama. You stop everybody, right? Now, is there a danger to the threat coming? No danger, because everybody stopped. Is it good or not? You stop everybody. Why not? Yes, Thomas?
Because the threat can be still next day, and the threat can be...
No, at least the next day. Tomorrow is fine?
Tomorrow is fine.
Tomorrow, is it fine or not? Say now that today, right? Okay, yesterday I got information. Yesterday the information that I got is that today is going to be threat. So today is my responsibility. I make sure that there's no threat. Nobody's allowed to visit His Holiness the Dalai Lama. You stopped everybody. No visit at all. So threat is stopped for today or not? Yes, it is stopped. But then Obama comes. I'd like to have a discussion on the global warming, anti-terrorism with His Holiness the Dalai Lama. You said no. I said nobody. Even the good people also stopped. What's the purpose of His Holiness the Dalai Lama? To have productive conversation with good people like Obama and so forth. Even the good people are stopped, which means that you stopped more than what you should be stopping. You stopped more than what you should be stopping. That is maximalist redundancy. You're doing things which are redundant, which are not supposed to be done. Right? You have to stop the threats, don't stop the good people. You're getting it? And then the next day there's a complaint coming to you. Obama came, and then the chief security guard, they didn't allow him to meet His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And then it becomes the headline finished in newspaper. Then you feel so apologetic, and then the next day you allow everybody to come in, and terrorists also come in, right? So this is minimalist inadequacy. You fail to do your job by bringing everybody in. This is minimalist. You could not, what is to be negated is much less than what you should be negating. And the other problem is you negate more than what is to be negated. Now you are negating less than what is to be negated. You getting it? Mm-hmm. Okay, so these two problems must not be there. You have to identify exactly what is to be negated. You should be able to identify exactly what is to be negated, not more, not less. This is known as identified object negation. Okay, my question again. So we have to identify the object negation well. What is the object negation of the emptiness? To understand emptiness, what is object negation? Anybody, very quickly, raise hands. Raise your hands. Yes. True existence. Okay. What do you understand by true existence? What do you understand by independent existence?
Without causes.
Without causes. Without causes. You remember this morning we did the 3 levels of dependent origination? That is, which it falls under which of the 3 levels? The first one. First one is very gross, which means you fall under minimalist inadequacy. minimalist inadequacy, you will not be able to see emptiness if this is how you identify the object of negation. Oh, what do you understand by empty independent existence? Very quick, anybody? Yes?
That there would be no causes and it would not be made of parts and there would be no mental designation.
Oh wow, very complete. Okay, so there should be no cause. They should be independent of cause and effect, independent of past, and independent of mental designation. Okay. Okay, I want, okay, I want a small pen. I want a small pen. And then you give me a whole cupboard. Pen, book, pens, book, and what? Tablecloth, and everything, whole set. I have no space. I only want one pen. Right? You give everything. Pen is included. Everything there, this is redundant. Right? So you reject all three. That is redundant. You're getting it? Rejecting the independent of cause and effect, independent of parts, and independent of mental designation. Rejecting all three, that is redundant. Only the third one, independent of the mental designation. If you do more, that is maximalist redundancy. Okay, so what do you understand by independent existence? Okay, independent existence. Okay, you're right. What I should be saying, independent existence in the context of object of negation, or in the context of object of negation of emptiness. To understand emptiness, you have to identify the object of negation. What is independent existence in that context? Okay.
Impossible mode of existence, way that things cannot exist really, truly.
Okay, like the permanent flower?
Yeah, things cannot exist in that.
Okay, permanent flower. This is?
It's something that is not connected.
Yes, permanent flower. Is this the proper way of identifying object of negation? Permanent flower. This is maximalist or minimalist inadequacy. Even if you reject it, still you have not understood emptiness. This is very gross. Okay, anybody, what do you understand by? Make it simple, don't make it complicated. If you make it complicated, you don't understand, others cannot. How can you expect others to understand it? If you don't understand it yourself, you know? Okay, what do you understand by independent existence? What do you understand by true existence? Or what do you understand by objective existence? Or what do you understand by the inherent existence, independent existence, whatever you like? Yes, Donna?
That it has an intrinsic existence that does not depend on external factors, or external conditions.
Okay, that doesn't depend on external factors. So the flower, it depends on external factors, right? It does depend or not depend? It does depend, which means?
Okay, so that's not enough.
Okay, that's not good enough. Anybody else? Yes?
Independent on who the subjects are, it's going to be identified exactly the same way, independent on subjects, having subjects, not having subjects, observing.
Okay, this morning the understanding came, like the Anna Marie and Sami, and who else? When some insightful sharing happened this morning. For example, say the independent of subject, independent of something existing independent of the subject, something existing independent of the impure mind, and so forth. And this morning, the very good thoughts, ideas came into being. Okay, in other words, let's say, okay, this is very important, identify the object of negation. If you fail in this, then no matter how much you explore the remaining essentials, you will not get emptiness. Okay, look at this flower. Look at this flower and tell me, how does this flower appear to you? Does it appear like a dream? Or does it appear like a dream, meaning a dream which your mind is creating? Or does it like a movie being projected by the movie projected like your mind projecting it? Or it appears as so independent, nothing to do with the mind, it's so independent in there. How does this flower appear to you?
Independent.
Which one?
The last one.
The last one, which is?
Independent.
Independent of my mind. This is known as objective existence. Very good. If you're given the answer, I do not say this wrong. You're getting it? Oh, I already said it. He has nothing extra to say. And now he's... right. Okay, what you said, if you said it like this, this is correct. This is correct. Why I'm emphasizing so much on this part is to activate our mind. Because when this part is not activated, to identify object negation, when that part of mind is not activated, then no matter what we do to go for the next essentials will not work. You're getting it? Okay. So the flower appears as so independent from mind, not that the way that the mind is projecting it. Okay. In this connection, I'd like to also take you to what is known as the 5 levels of selflessness. 5 levels of selflessness. And never ever in your life, don't say there's some of the people who attended my talks, the talks in these classes, then they go to, when they met my teacher, or when they met some other teachers, they will say, what is the third level of selflessness? What is the 4th level of selflessness? No. So this is my own compilation. What I've studied from there, I put them in one particular compendium of compilation where it becomes very easy for us, right? Nowhere you will find that 5 levels of selflessness. You don't find it. It's like a crash course. It's like made easy for us. You're getting it? Okay. You should be very precise. You can ask these questions to my teacher or to anybody else. But you should be very precise. Don't say 3rd, 4th like this. This is my own compilation. Instead, you can say what is the 3rd? Whatever is the 3rd, they mention it very precisely instead of saying 3rd. Okay, the first one, emptiness of permanent, unitary, independent self. Emptiness of permanent, unitary, independent self, number 1. Emptiness of permanent, unitary, independent self. Permanent, unitary, independent self, number 1. Number 2, emptiness of autonomous substantial reality. Emptiness of autonomous substantial reality. Number 3, emptiness of external reality. Emptiness of external reality. Number 4, emptiness of true existence. Which number? Number 4? Number 4, emptiness of true existence while not rejecting inherent existence. While not rejecting inherent existence. Emptiness of true existence while not rejecting inherent existence. And finally, emptiness of inherent existence / intrinsic / absolute / ultimate / independent / true / How many options we got?
6.
6. So what are they? Emptiness of inherent existence, intrinsic existence, ultimate existence, absolute existence, independent existence, true existence, objective. This is the most important thing. Objective existence. Okay. Yes, Thomas?
How we can understand objective or true existence if there is no such thing as objective existence?
Wow, amazing.
It's impossible then to understand. It's impossible to have that kind of thing. It's just outside of our mind or imagination. That's what I was saying before, that impossible mode to exist. Yeah.
There are so many impossible modes of existence.
Yeah, but still, how I can understand something that there isn't, you know? How I can understand?
I did not. What did I say?
You were asking what is objective existence before, but how I can understand what is objective existence if there is no such thing as objective existence with compounded things?
Thomas, listen. What's the first essential?
With about what? You have said many different things about what.
Look, this is your problem. You are just so excited with many other thoughts. You are not listening to what I'm saying. This is your problem. You are lacking substance. You are lacking the facts.
Okay.
The existence of identification of
Look, this is your problem. Look now.
Yeah, it was negation of the objective existence.
Look, what negation? I do not say this.
No, negation of objective.
No. Look, fact is me saying what food I'm going to cook. No ingredients. So,
Confused now. I'm very confused.
no. So Thomas, what I would suggest is don't be too hyper, right?
Okay.
Just listen.
I will.
Listen.
Yeah.
Just listen first. You may not write notes. It's not necessary. If you can write notes, this is best. Because even after that, because you are bright, I know. You are intelligent. Listen, Thomas. You are intelligent. You are intelligent. So therefore, if you note down the facts, the points being given, then you can have many more things to reflect on. And then on that basis, you can come up with many more ideas. So this is how we grow in ideas. If you don't have the facts on our fingertips, we can't grow at all because there's no ingredients to cook. You're getting it? So therefore, in the first, if you, so we should be very good listeners. We should be very good listeners. So in the first, only in the first essential, I said, essential of identifying the object of negation. I did not say essential for understanding the object of negation. I did not say essential of realizing the object of negation. I did not say at all. You're getting it?
Identifying the delusion.
Huh?
Identifying the delusion, particular type of delusion.
Listen, still you are not listening. Still you are not listening, right? Still you are not listening. First you have to tell, first you have to tell this thing to calm down, right? And wait for the facts. With the facts, then you can discuss, and that would be your discussion can. Perhaps you can contribute a lot to the group discussions. Even in the class, you can contribute a lot, provided you have the facts with you. You're getting it? This is very important because you are intelligent. I acknowledge that. You're intelligent. Okay, so for that matter, you have to first gather the facts and on that basis, see how to, and then be a good listener. This is very important, good listener. If you want to talk, you can talk anytime, right? Whole 24 hours is yours. So whereas to listen to somebody, that is precious. Listen. What if you talk, that you have in your mind is it is your property. What if you talk, that is your property, but what you listen is not your property. If you don't listen to it, you will not get this property. First get it, make your property. Once you get it, once it becomes your property, then you can talk as much as you can, right? Talking and listening people, they are very smart. If you meet with His Holiness the Dalai Lama, you start talking, His Holiness will never talk to you. He will just listen to you, right? And people think that, oh yeah, so I'm so lucky. Then you start talking, and you have many things to make request to His Holiness. And then you start talking, then he said that the moment you talk, he said, yes, oh, that's very interesting. Yes, he will never talk to you, he'll just listen to you. And then your time is up. Then the secretary will come and say, hey Thomas, your time up. You have not made any request you regret. You're getting it? So the point is, be a good listener. This is very helpful. Particularly for somebody who is intelligent, to be a good listener is extremely important quality to learn more. Okay, so with this, the identify the object of negation. In this connection, we are talking about the 5 levels of emptiness. The first one is emptiness of permanent unitary independent self. Number 2 is the emptiness of autonomous substantial reality. Number 3 is emptiness of external reality. Number 4 is emptiness of true existence while not rejecting inherent existence. And finally, emptiness of inherent / intrinsic / absolute / ultimate / independent / true / and then what else? Objective existence. And then if you want to add existence from one's own side, existence with self-characteristics, there are many more there. 7 is good enough. Okay, so with this the point is that if we don't identify the object of negation well, the problem is that the remaining essentials, the remaining 4 essentials, at the most can take you to the number, say, of the 5 levels of emptiness, at the most can take you to the first understanding, second, third, fourth, not the 5th. The 5th one, so the manner in which I put this in order, it is in the order of the subtlety. In the order of the subtlety, the first one is the grossest, and the last one is the subtlest. This is the order in which I put it. So therefore, if we don't identify the object of negation well, for example, if you say, okay, what is independent objective existence? It's the permanent existence, permanent flower. If you say this, you can understand the first level of emptiness, not the remaining 4. The first one is the grossest one, which is the emptiness of permanent unitary independent self. You just understood the first one, you will not understand the remaining emptiness. If you don't understand the remaining, particularly the 5th one, no way by which you can get rid of the self-grasping ignorance. Okay, done. Now what?
I have one question.
Yes.
Is this according to Prasangika or to all?
Okay, very good question. So this says the compilation from the point of view of all the schools, keeping in mind all the schools. So the number 3 is precisely for Chittamatra school. Number 3, emptiness of external reality is precisely for Chittamatra, and then say also for this one part of Savatantrika Madhyamika. Those of us who are totally new to this concept don't worry too much about that part. And then whereas the number 4 is exclusively for the Savatantrika Madhyamika. Okay. And then number 1 and 2 predominantly for the Vaibhashika and Sautrantika. Vaibhashika and Sautrantika, the first and second predominantly for these 2 schools. Then number 3 is done. Okay, number 1, 2, number 3 is for Chittamatra, primarily Chittamatra. Number 4 is for the Savatantrika Madhyamika. Then number 5 for Prasangika. Okay. Okay, let's say we have identified object negation so well now. So what next? We've not identified. Okay, we've not identified. So, do we say that the flower is existing independent of mind, a mind not as a movie projector, not like a dreaming mind? So the flower so independent of mind. Did we say this? And do we see this flower like that? So independent of a mind?
No.
We don't see this. We see it as a dependent of a mind. That's amazing. And there is no need of class. Right? So even the Bodhisattva's 10 Bhumi, they also see this flower so independent from your mind. And you don't see it independently of your mind, dependent to your mind. This is how the Buddhas see. Then why did you come to this class? Donna, why did you come from Canada all the way? Hey, Hendrik.
No, I misunderstood. I meant the other.
Okay, I'm glad. I'm glad there's a reason to have the class here. Okay, so my question is that how do we see the flower? As independent from mind or dependent on the mind? How do we see this flower? As independent from mind, not like the movie projected by the movie projected by mind, not like the dream flower projected by a dreaming mind, not like that. So independent, cut off from the mind. This is known as objective, something existing from the object as opposed to a subjectively existent. This is the meaning of the objective existence. Such a flower is totally non-existent. Such a flower is totally non-existent, right? It's quite scary. Such a flower doesn't exist. Something which exists 100% from the object coming to your mind. Such a flower doesn't exist. What is your next question? How do we know that? Right? How do we know that such a flower doesn't exist from the object? How do we know that? This is the question. Are you okay? Yes. Ready? Is this question okay? The question is, how can I know that the flower doesn't exist from the object?
It doesn't exist as being denominated because it exists. There is, there's something there that we call flower.
Okay.
But it's not nihilism. It's like saying it doesn't exist. It's like only in my mind.
Emilia, be a good listener. Be a good listener. I did not say the flower doesn't exist. I said the flower doesn't exist the way it appears to our mind. It appears as so objectively real. This is not true. This is what I said. I did not say the flower doesn't exist. The flower does exist. You're getting it?
Yes.
So my question meaning, the question that I'm expecting from you to the statement that I made. The statement that I made is the flower appears to be so independent there, cut off from your mind, so independent there. And somebody said, if all the subjects leave this house, something's going to be left there. This is known as objective existence. Who said it? When identified object negation, somebody said it here, and also two of them said that independent of the subject, and then said if you leave this house, then something still is left there. This is known as objective existence. Okay, so this all require a little bit of systematic studies, but it's a very beautiful understanding. It still requires refinement. Fine-tuning is required, because just keep in mind that a good philosophy is a philosophy which contradicts with the conventional world the minimum. Good philosophy, let me say this again, good philosophy which goes too deep as a deep analysis with the least contradiction with the conventional world. You're getting it? No, what I said, at least, how is possible? This is a different question. How is that possible is a different question. What I'm saying is a good philosophy is a philosophy which can take you deep. You can actually really shock you, which can actually give you like a shock. It can be very scary. At the same time, it is in least contradiction with the conventional world. Your philosophy takes you deep into something, at the same time disregarding and then contradicting the conventional world. This is not a good philosophy. For example, solipsism. Solipsism, which means that nothing exists, everything is illusion. This is totally in contradiction with the conventional world. You getting it? In other words, a good philosophy is a philosophy which should be able to accommodate the conventional world to the maximum. Meanwhile, it can really affect your emotional world positively. If that happens, this is a very good philosophy. Okay, so with this, the thing is that the flower exists, but the flower doesn't exist objectively. This is what we said. You're getting it? And what do you mean by objective existence? Then I said that the flower, how does it appear to you? Does it appear like, so like you are watching a movie there, your mind is projecting it? How does it appear like this? It has nothing to do with mind, it's really there. From the object it's coming, not from the subject. It's from the object it's coming. If this is how it appears to you, this mode of existence, the flower existing from the object, that is non-existent. That is deceptive. You getting it? Okay. Now to take us a little further, okay, what we all do is look at the other person sitting next to you. Look at the other person sitting next to you. All of you are smiling. I did not ask you to smile. I just asked you to look at the other person. I just asked you to look at the person. Do it again. Look at the other person. No, don't describe. Just look at the other person. Emily is so excited describing. Still you are smiling. But never mind, it's fine. Okay. Okay, now. Okay, don't forget how that other person, now is enough. Okay, now it's good. Okay. Okay, so now don't forget how that other person appeared to you. Don't forget that. Don't forget how the other person appeared to you. Okay, now close your eyes. Close eyes. Think of the same person who made you smile. Think of the same person. Think of the same person.
Without the smile?
Huh?
Think of the person.
Think of the same person in your mind. Oh yeah, I'm happy. Except for Thomas, everybody is not smiling. Right? If you smile, it is time for you to go to mental hospital. Right? Your Thomas will not take him. It's fine. It's exception. We'll take care of him. Okay. Right? Okay, now look. Tell me, just give me an answer. Why, when you look at the other person, it made you smile? Why the same person, when you think of the same person, it doesn't make you smile? Why?
No communication.
Raise your hands.
No communication.
But Thomas is smiling. Huh?
I don't know.
Okay, there is exception. Okay. I did not ask you to communicate. When you look at the other person, I did not ask you to communicate. Okay, why were you smiling when you look at the other person with your eyes? With your closed eyes, when you think of the same person, why did it not make you smile? Yes?
Like the imaginary picture of the other person just doesn't make me feel kind of compassion or feeling happiness.
Why not? Why not? Why not?
She's alive and there.
What do you mean by alive?
Like more real than this bigger.
Okay, one is more real. You're getting it? This is a good description. One is more real and the other is not real.
When I look at her, I feel a connection between us. There's a connection. But when I only imagine image, there's no real connection. But with her, there's connection.
Okay, so if the person they simply close the eyes and not look at you, still you will smile? You don't feel connection?
Yeah, no connection, it's not real, it's not alive.
No, the person is still alive. Okay.
It's not.
I think it's a reflection to smile when you look at somebody. If you don't.
So what's the problem? It's a reflection. What's the problem?
Huh?
What's the problem if it is a reflection? What's the problem?
No problem.
So why did you not smile?
Why I don't smile when it's in my head? Because then it's not. I mean, when I look at her, it's like if I don't smile, I'm hostile.
Okay, you don't have to. Don't be too serious or don't be smile. There's neutral also. Why can't you be neutral? Anyone?
The other person, it feels like this person makes me smile. But when I imagine with it's not real. It's just an image.
Okay, it's not real. You're getting it? It's not real. Anybody else? Last chance. There.
The image is not as clear.
Huh?
The image is not as clear when you close your eye.
And then if the image is very, then I bring a picture of the person. A very clear picture of the person. Then you smile. No, you'll not. I know you'll not. Yes.
Yeah, the imaginary person is not looking back.
Or imagine that he's looking back. You can imagine.
Then maybe I can smile.
Huh? Then it will make you smile.
Yeah.
Okay, just imagine that I'm looking back at you. Close eyes. And if you smile, then I will send you with Thomas to medical hospital. Yes, over there.
When your eyes close, you are concentrating on the visualizing, so
Ah.
there is no energy for the laughing. Your energy goes on visualizing.
Okay, but Thomas is visualizing, laughing both. Okay.
Is one objective and one subjective?
Sorry?
Is the internal vision, is kind of the flowers.
Very good, very good, very good. So when you look at the other person, you see the other person as objectively real. When you imagine, you know that it's coming from the subject, you know. The moment when you know that it's subjective, you know that it's not objective. When it's not objective, then the automatic response, automatic involuntary responses stop. You getting it? Involuntary responses stop. Involuntary responses, good or bad? Generally speaking, involuntary, these are not good, it's very bad. Involuntary responses are very bad, which means you don't have control. You're getting it? Very good. Virginia?
No, I was about to say.
Same. Okay, so from this what we learned, from this simple example, what we learned is that if you see something as objectively real, then involuntarily you start smiling. Or then if the other person is very nasty, then involuntarily it makes you to shrink. But when you think of a nasty person, it will not make you shrink, right? You're so relaxed, you can still think about the person. And even if a nice person, you can think of the same person, still it will not make you smile. You know that is coming from the subject. So when you know that is coming from the subject, there's a control in your emotional world. When you see that it's objectively real, then the control in the emotional world is lost. Involuntarily you have to smile, involuntarily you have to shrink. All this emotional pull and push, involuntary pull and push happens. So that is by seeing things objectively real. When you see things objectively real, then involuntary pull and push happens. Emotional pull and push happens. Involuntary. Involuntary pull and push is good or bad? Very bad. This is known as loss of freedom. You don't have the freedom, loss of freedom. Loss of freedom is suffering. Right? If somebody asks you what is samsara, in the loose sense you can say samsara is a loss of freedom. Loss of freedom is samsara. Right? Moment there's a loss of freedom, this is the suffering. And suffering is samsara. Okay, this is one thing. Now what is the next question? Hey, quick. Yes, what's the next question?
So, should we see everything as imaginary then? Because then we have no control.
Okay. Yes. Your name? The Elo's mother's name? Huh? Ina. Nina. Nina? Nana. Okay. So then the Rinja's mother's name? Karita looks at Nina. Oh, you are just my imagination. No, that's not real, right? Be realistic. Be very realistic, right? Nina, you are my imagination, right? And then Nina will say, I'm not. And then you will smile again. You're getting it? Okay. What's the question? So with this, what we've done is that we have done the identification of object negation. Now the next step is the essential number 2. What is the essential number 2? In other words, you have identified object negation. Now your job is to negate the object of negation. You have to negate it. How can we know that objective existence is not true? How can we know that a person does not exist objectively? Right? How can I know that this person does not exist objectively? Do you agree with me? In other words, it may be more simple for you if I say that, how can I know that everything's like a dream? Do you see everything like a dream, or you see them as not like a dream? Not like a dream. Okay, the reality is everything's like a dream. So what is your question? How can we see that? How can I know that everything is like a dream? For that you have to go for the essential number 2, 3, 4. You have to go to the remaining 3 essentials. You getting it? Okay. For that, we have to understand 2 concepts, 2 very important concepts. Entity, oneness and differentness. Oneness and differentness on the entity level. Okay, entity-wise and isolate-wise. Oneness, and differentness. Entity-wise and isolate-wise. This is what we have to learn. This is one concept which is so important. Entity-wise and isolate. I-S-O-L-A-T-E. Isolate. Entity-wise. Entity. N-E-N-T-I. Entity-wise and isolate-wise. Don't forget, I'll explain. First write it down. Oneness and differentness. Oneness and differentness. Entity-wise and isolate-wise. This is another very important concept that we have to know. The next concept that we have to know is a positive and negative phenomena. These 2 concepts must be understood if you really want to understand emptiness precisely.
Positive and negative.
Positive phenomena and negative phenomena. Okay, which do you want to learn first?
Oneness and difference.
Oneness and difference. Okay, good. Isolate, W-I-S-E.
Yeah.
Isolate wise. Isolate wise. Yes. Okay. You ready? Sort of.
Yes.
Which means you're not ready.
Ready.
If you're ready, be alert. Not like this. Be alert. Okay. Okay, how many things in my hand? Nothing. How many things are in my hand? Okay, now how many things are there in my hand?
2.
Louder.
2.
Huh? Okay, now don't reduce your volume. Don't reduce your volume to the sound. How many things are there in my hand?
2.
Louder.
2.
Okay, don't reduce your volume, right? Okay. What are the 2 things that are in my left hand? The book, notebook, and the pen. Okay. Are these 2 one or different?
Different.
Are these one or different?
Different.
Okay, now the book is there, the pen is there. The difference between the 2 is also in my hand, right? The difference between the 2 is also in my hand.
No.
The difference is not in my hand.
Yes.
Oh, difference is in my outside hand.
No.
Difference, huh? It's not. It's in my, not in my hand. So in my hand, these are not different.
The difference is not.
No, in my hand, are these 2 different or not?
Different.
In my hand, these 2 are different. In my hand, these 2 are different. Right? So in the hand, these 2 are one. So these 2 different is in my mind.
The difference between them is in.
Yes, he says. So the difference between the Himalaya, the Mount Kailash, Mount Everest, is in your mind. I said, so to see whether there's different, you have to go to Zarina's mind. Right?
So her mind, she perceives the difference through her mind.
Okay, yes, I know that. I know that. Okay, what is this?
Flower.
Flower. How many things are there in my hand? One. Good. The color of the flower, is it in my hand or not? Color of the flower, is it in my hand or outside my hand?
No.
Color of the hand is not also not in my hand. Huh? In the flower, yes. And the flower is in my hand. Right? So the flower and the petals of the flower also there in my hand. Okay, the color of the flower is also in my hand. Yes. So the color of the flower, is the flower or not?
No.
Huh? Color of the flower is not a flower. Very good. So the color of the flower is not flower. Color of the flower and the flower, these are different. Different means more than two. Two or more. So how many things are there in my hand? What is that? Flower. Color of the flower? Color of the flower, is it in my hand? I'm not asking what is the color of the flower. My asking is, color of the flower, is it in my hand or not? Yes. So the color of the flower and the flower, are these two one or different? Different means two or more. Right? Very good. So there's two or more things in my hand. What is that thing which is missing?
The color is the characteristic of the flower.
I know that. You don't have to teach me. I know that. I know that. My question is, color of the flower and the flower, are these two one or different? Different. Different means two or more, right? Not one. Right? So this, I know. My question is, the color of flower is in my hand or not? Yes. Color of flower is not the flower. No. Very good. So the color of flower is there, one. Flower is also there in my hand. Yes. There are two things. No. Huh? What is missing? The flower is missing or color of flower is missing? Color of the flower is missing or the flower is missing? Tell me in my hand. What is missing? What is missing? Color is missing. Oh, this flower does not have a color. I know that. I know that. My question is.
There are many things in your hand.
Very good. Now she understood it.
But only one so-called flower.
Okay, there are many things. What are the many things? What are the many things? Okay, now, how many things are in my hand? How many things are in my hand? Many things. Millions of things. Many things. Okay, now I'm happy. Tell me, how many things are there? One or many? Hey, louder. You said one before. Huh?
That's the designation.
Okay, then you give €1 and say that many euros in one. Right? Shopkeeper will say, the shopkeeper will tell you, please get out. I have no time. Right? I have no time for that. Get out to medical hospital. Right? Many euros in €1. Crazy. No, €1, right? €1 note. Many euro notes in €1 note. Then they will send you to medical hospital. Okay. So how many things are there? Huh? What is that? Flower, not the color of the flower. The color of flower is not in my hand. Petals are not in my hand.
It's in the flower.
Yeah.
I know that. The petals of the flower, are they in my hand? Yes. Petals of the single petal, is that a flower? Yes. Single petal, is that a flower? No. So flowers in my hand? The first petal is also in my hand? These are not one? The single petal is a flower. Which means it's not one. This is not one. What happened? Huh? Petal is one with a flower. With flower. What is the color of the flower? Flower. The color of flower. Is this a flower?
The color of the flower is not a flower.
It's not a flower. Color of flower is in my hand.
Huh? Louder?
No.
No, color of the flower is not my hand. Where's the color of the flower? Outside my hand? It's a label. Pigment of the flower. Pigment of the flower is in my hand or outside my hand? Pigment of the flower. But they're not separate. They're not separate. Where the flower is, there's the color of the flower.
It depends on your mind.
The flower.
It depends on your mind what you see there.
The color is with the flower, but when you ask how many things are there, first how do you define a thing?
I see you, now you've forgotten what a thing is.
This is a black pen. Am I seeing 2 things, 3 things, 4 things?
Then you don't know what a thing is.
This is one thing for me.
Is this a thing or not? Is this a thing?
Yeah, but a color to me is not a thing.
Is this a thing or not?
One thing.
Is this a thing or not? Okay.
As a flower,
Color
but
of
a petal is part of the flower and can be seen as another thing.
Okay, very good. Can be seen as another thing.
Yes.
Color of the flowers also can be seen as another thing.
I don't see as another thing.
Why not?
Because I think there is a difference between the parts and then what will be the instances. It's like the classification of the
color of the flower. Can we extract the color of the flower?
No, but you can extract.
Can we extract or not? Can we extract the color of the flower or not? That's my question. You can. Don't forget it. We can. We can extract the pigments. That's the color. Which means you have to learn chemistry.
Okay, yes.
Pigment. You can extract the pigments. You have to extract the pigments. You can extract the smell, the fragrance. You can extract it. You can extract the pigments. Pigments can be used in many other coloring detergents.
Then you would need to have the extraction there to be another thing.
Yes, of course. So what I'm saying is the color of the flower or the shape of the flower. Is it in my hand?
Yes.
Yes. The single petal, is it in my hand?
Yes.
Yes. And the flower is in my hand. Yes. Single petal, is this a flower?
No.
No. So the single petal is not a flower. It's different from the flower.
Yes.
Different means is 2.
Yes. It's not different.
It's not different.
Yes.
The single petal is not different from the flower.
No.
It's not different. It's a flower.
One.
Is it flower or not? Single petal.
It's together.
Single petal is a flower.
No.
No means it's different from the flower.
Yes.
If it is not one, it should be different.
Yes, it's different.
Yes. It's different. Different means 2 or more.
2 or more.
So there are 2 or more things in my hand.
If you look at that way.
What happened?
Depends.
Coming to the Bodhicitta retreat, you even forgot one is 1, 1 is 2. What happened? Henry will be very sad. What happened? What did you study? Okay, this is a problem. This you can never solve the problem unless and until you know the concept of the entities and the isolates. Unless and until you know the concept of the entities and isolates, you will never be able to solve this problem. You're getting it? Entities and isolates. Okay, in what way it helps us? By knowing this concept of entities and isolates.
What is the second word?
Isolates. In what way it helps? And you may be wondering what is entities, what is isolates. In other words, entities. Okay, let's see. Entities means, entities is a substantial thing. Entities in general is a substantial thing, and isolate is what comes to a mind. Isolate is what comes to a mind. Subject, isolate, we're talking about the subject. Entities, we're talking about the object. Entities, we go to the object. Isolates, we go to the subject. Okay, now to make it very clear, to make it clearer, let's say, okay, pay attention to this. These are very important concepts. Okay. If you ask me, Where's the flower? I said that it's here. Now I go to the object. I don't go to the subject. First, let's go to the object. When you go to the object, you're looking for the entities. When you go to the subject, you're looking for the isolates. Getting it? Okay. Now, if you ask me, where's the flower? I said that the flower's here. Correct or not correct?
Correct.
Correct. Very good. You ask me, where's the color of the flower? I said it's here. Correct, not correct?
Correct.
Okay. So, I point to the same object for the reference of the two labels.
Yes.
Color, flower, and the color of the flower. I pointed, when I go to its object, I pointed to the same object for the reference of the two labels. Where's the color? Where's the flower? It's here. Where's the color of the flower? It's here. I pointed to the same object. So when I go to its object to identify whether these two are one or different, I pointed to the same object, which means the flower and the color of the flower, these two are entity-wise one. Because from the object, when I go to the object, I can point to the same object for the reference of the two different labels. You getting it? That is the meaning of entity-wise one. So if somebody asks you the flower and the color of the flower, what's the relationship? Entity-wise one or different? What's the relation? Are these two one or different? You can say entity-wise these two are one. Entity-wise these two are one. You getting it? Okay, now isolated-wise. Isolated-wise means you are not supposed to go to the object. You're supposed to go to the subject, your mind. Okay. To look for the flower, how does one go to the mind? That's your question. Don't worry. That will be easier to do with the table. You're getting it? The table, the flower, and the color of the flower. The table and the top line of the table. Let's see, is easy. Once you understand this, you can apply this to the flower, to anything else. The table and the top line of the table. Okay, now we're going to look for the isolates, meaning in your mind. You go to the subject. Close eyes, and think of the table. Think of the table. Think of the table. Okay, now open your eyes. Again, close eyes and think of the top plank of the table. Top plank of the table. Okay, you are not looking at the object, but you are simply thinking. Well, now open your eyes and tell me, is there any difference between how these two reference of the labels appear to you? The table and the top plank of the table. How they appear to you? Was there any difference? They appear differently or they appear as just identical?
No, different.
They appear as different. Okay, anybody? Raise your hands, just tell me in what way these two appear as different. In what way the flower, no, the table and top line of the table appear as different.
The form is different.
How?
The top of the table is only the top part, but the whole table consists of its parts.
Consists of
the parts of the table, like also the legs.
Okay, very good. So top line of the table is just a flat thing without the legs. The table is top line plus the legs, so they appear differently. You getting it? If two things appear differently to your mind, to your thoughts, to your conceptual mind, if they appear as different, these two are isolated-wise different. Isolated-wise different. Okay, let's say if you ask me now, the table and top line of the table, instead of going to the subject, let's go to the object. When you go to the object, what are we looking for? When you go to this object, instead of going to the subject, when you go to this object to look for the table and top line of the table, what are we looking for? Entity-wise, one or different. Okay, if you ask me where's the table, I said the table is here. Correct, not correct?
Correct.
If you ask me where's the top line of the table, I said this is the top line of the table. Correct, not correct?
Correct.
Correct. So when I go to this object, I can point to the same object for the reference of the two different labels. Plank, top line of the table, and the table. So therefore, top line of the table and table, these two are entity-wise one. But isolated-wise, these two are different because in your mind, in your subjective mind, these two appear as two different things, appear as different. You're getting it? Okay. Now, we'll do a quick, meditation exercise. Sit upright. Sit upright. Okay. You think of okay, now think of the house. Think of house. Think of house. Okay, next. Think of Kangba. Oh, just think. Think, don't talk. I don't ask you to talk. Think of Kangba. Okay, now open your eyes. Tell me what's the difference. Huh? What can?
Different purpose. The different function of the.
Okay, what came to your mind when you think about Kangba? What came to your mind?
Nothing.
Huh?
I don't know what's a kamba.
Question, what is a kamba?
What's a kamba?
What did you meditate then? You are meditating, you are closing your eyes, you do something. What are you doing? What are you doing? I was just checking.
No, or just stay quiet.
I said you meditate on Kangba and you say everybody's doing like this. I thought you meditated on Kangba.
No, I didn't want to disturb.
Huh?
I didn't want to disturb to ask what's a kamba.
No, that's you. Others, what were you doing?
I was thinking about Kampa people and house.
Huh?
Kampa people and house. Kampas.
Kampa, not Kampa. Kangpa.
Kampa.
Be a good listener. Huh? What are you meditating? You wasted my time. Huh?
Speak English.
Huh?
You didn't speak English.
I didn't speak English.
When you said Kampa.
Yes, I said, think of Kangba. It's English. Of course it's English. Huh? Kangba means house. Okay, now do it. You are not serious. Be very serious. Hey, meditate on house. Be serious, meditate on house. Okay, think of the house. Very good. Think of the house. Think of house. Very good. Now think of Kangba. Think of Kangba. Tell me, what's the difference?
Architecture. Another is Tibetan house and another is Western.
No. Speak your mind. It doesn't matter. You don't listen to the Thomas. Thomas has his own view. Okay. Yes?
Yes. First I meditated on that. I didn't know what it meant.
No, my question is, in what way these two appear as one or different, Kangba and the house?
No, because now I knew that it's me.
No, this is what I'm saying.
Yes.
The first one pass, finished.
Okay. Then I just meditated on the same house.
Same, which means that these two appear same, although different labels, but what comes to your mind is the same. You're getting it? Although the labels are different, but these two are the same isolate because they appear as the same. Okay, think of water. Think of water. Now think of chu. Chu means water. Huh? Chu, what is chu in Finnish? Besi. Okay, think of water. Think of water. Think of water. And think of Vesi. Think of Vesi now. Now tell me, what's the difference? No difference. Except for the labels, in your thought there's no difference at all. These two are?
Same isolate.
Exactly. Same entity as well as same isolate. Very good. Okay. I like to be... Okay, we'll spend another 5 minutes. Very quick exercise. Okay, can you give an example of what is entity-wise different, isolate-wise different? Quick. Entity-wise different as well as isolate-wise different. Give me some examples. Very quick. Raise hands. Yes.
House and table.
House and table. Very good. House and table. Entity-wise they are different. As well as in your thought, isolate-wise these two are different. Okay. Anyone else? More examples? Yes.
Car and wheels and windows and windshields and...
Okay. Please make it a little simple for me. Cars and windows. Car windows? Or the house windows? Car window. Car window and car, these two are entity-wise different. entity was
same, isolated was different.
no. My question is what is my question?
That they are different entity-wise and isolate-wise.
Give me two examples. Give me an example of two things which are entity-wise different as well as isolate-wise different. Very quick. Very quick. Huh?
Person and bottle.
Person, bottle.
Cheesecake and taste of cheesecake.
Cheesecake and taste of
In
cheesecake.
your mind, when you think about the taste of cheesecake.
Cheesecake and taste of cheesecake. Are these two entity-wise different?
No,
Entity-wise different or
If the isolate
are these two entity-wise one or different?
One.
So I was asking for what is entity-wise different as well as isolate-wise different. This is my question.
Cheesecake and water.
Be a good listener. Very good. Cheesecake and water. Very good. Any more examples? Very quick.
I was thinking that you need to...
Yes, here.
Sun and earth.
Huh?
Sun and earth.
Sun and the earth. Very good. More examples? Last? Huh? Thomas and Willie. Okay. Why you are giving this example? Or is there some other the motives? I don't know. Right. Okay. Very good example. Yes, Thomas and Willie. These two entity was different. Isolate was different. Very good. Okay. Now can you give me an example of entity was one, isolate was different?
Car and windshield.
Car and a car and the aeroplane's windshield.
No, car windshield.
Okay, make it very precise. Car, don't say car and windshield. Car and its windshield. Very good. Good. These two entity-wise different.
Same.
Entity-wise same.
Different isolate wise.
Oh, how come it's different isolate?
When I think of the car's windshield, I only think of a transparent flat thing. When I think of the car, I think about the
Whole thing.
Whole thing, yeah.
Very good. Thank you. Very good. Okay, in more examples, entity-wise one, isolate-wise different. Very quick.
Tree and the leaves.
The tree? Okay. The tree and the grass leaves.
And the leaves on the tree.
Okay. I thought that the tree and the grass leaves. Okay, the tree and the grass leaves, these two are entity-wise different. The tree and its leaves. That is entity-wise one, isolate-wise different. Very good. Yes, maybe last.
A piano and its keys.
Very good. Piano and its keys. These two are entity-wise different, isolate-wise one.
One.
Huh?
Entity-wise one.
Entity-wise one, isolate-wise different. Very good. Can you give me an example of what is isolate-wise one, entity-wise different? Compound house. Okay, one. More examples? What is isolate-wise one, entity-wise different? Compound house. Yes.
My hand and your hand.
My hand and your hand. Okay, these two entity-wise, isolate-wise one, entity-wise different. Anybody else? Two people.
Two people. They will be isolated.
Okay, these two people are entity-wise, isolate-wise one, entity-wise different. Three examples. More? More examples? What is isolate-wise one, entity-wise different? More examples? No? Only three. What is isolate-wise one, entity-wise different? Can you give me some more examples?
Entity.
Isolate-wise entity.
Yeah.
Entity is isolate-wise one, entity-wise different.
Yeah.
Is it what you're saying?
Every entity is an entity, but there's only one name.
No, give me one example.
Entity.
Entity. And this is isolate-wise one, entity-wise different. So we got 4 examples now. More examples? In Finland, there's only 4 examples.
A house and a little hut.
A house and a little hut. Okay, 5 examples. More examples?
Tanga.
Tanga. 6 examples. Wonderful. More examples? Buddha and Sangye. Okay. So thank you. Buddha, Sangye means Buddha. Buddha and Sangye thought about this example. They never found. In Finnish, you find these examples. What is isolate was one, entity was different. Buddha thought about what examples they exist in the universe. He did not find any example. Buddha did not find any example of entity was one, asura was different. He did not find any example. And in Finnish, there are so many examples. In other words, one is isolated was one can never be entity was different. In Finland, you do find those things. Right? Entity was isolated was one should be always entity was one. You're getting it? But in Finland, you will get many things. Right? You came from Sweden.
I live in Sweden.
If you want asura was one, entity was different, come to Finland. Okay, so what is left now? Positive and negative phenomena. You're getting it? Positive, negative phenomena. Okay. We'll stop here. Deta Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasamgati Bodhiswatyata Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasamgati Bodhiswatyata Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasamgati Bodhiswaha. Prostrations.